Welcome to another explainer. Look, today we're completely shifting gears. We are tearing down that exhausting, draining mindset of comparison, and we're building up a framework for absolute, ruthless execution based on some truly fascinating source material. If you've ever felt bogged down by what others are doing in your industry, I promise you this is going to change everything.
Okay, let's dive into this. When you look around, who do you actually think you're competing against? Is it the person sitting next to you? Is it another business? Maybe an influencer in your niche? Take a second to really think about it because your preconceived notions are about to be completely challenged. According to the source material we're exploring today, the real enemy isn't other individuals at all. The core philosophy here is that your ultimate competition is distraction. It's people literally wasting time on mindless entertainment instead of focusing on their hustle. When you reframe it this way, you stop fighting other people and you start fighting inefficiency. It's a total game changer.
Section 1. The illusion of competition. Ignore the outside noise.
Let's face it, no matter what field you step into, society and the people around you are always going to try to force you into a box and compare you to others. It's a trap we all fall into, right? But now, what's really interesting about this is how starting with absolutely nothing actually becomes an incredible advantage. The source highlights that without those billion-dollar budgets, without deep government connections, or any sort of first-mover advantage, all you have left is pure hustle. You are forced to ignore the outside noise because you literally don't have the luxury of paying attention to it. You just have to put your head down and work.
Section 2. The Lion Philosophy. Apex Predator Mindset.
To master this level of focus, we need to step into the mindset of an apex predator. Think about the hunt cycle of a lion. First, they rest and conserve energy. They don't just run around needlessly, they sleep. Second, they only wake up when they are truly hungry and driven by a primal need. Third, and this is absolutely key, when they hunt, they do it ruthlessly. They completely ignore the 1,000 hyenas or 100 deer scattering in the periphery. They lock on to their singular target. And fourth, they never return without the kill. They stay entirely fixated on that one objective until the job is done.
And honestly, this leads to a beautifully counterintuitive idea. It is perfectly okay to let the world think you are lazy. If you're resting and conserving your energy, outsiders might judge you. They might say you aren't doing enough. But the source argues that as long as your moments of action are intensely, ferociously focused, just like that lion's hunt, that perceived laziness is actually just strategic rest.
Section 3. The Power of Obsession. Channel your focus. So, how do we actually translate that primal instinct to our everyday endeavors? Whether that's your 9-to-5 job, building a startup, or creating content online, we use a concept called obsessional delusion. And this brilliantly illustrates a massive mindset shift. Normally, being called delusional or arrogant is an insult, right? But here, it's reframed as your ultimate superpower for success. It's this highly effective state of being so intensely, deeply focused on your own craft that you genuinely do not know or even care who your top competitors are.
Let's break this down a bit further by comparing these two approaches side by side. On the left, we've got the losing mindset. These are the people who constantly analyze their competitors. They feel jealous. They complain. The source points out that people who obsess over comparison usually have some underlying insecurity, mainly because they aren't actually winning in their own lives. On the right, we have the winning mindset. These individuals are utterly obsessed with their own game. They're out there happily crushing it, having fun, and are entirely unaware of what anybody else is doing.
The source shares this highly specific and striking anecdote to really cement this point. Just imagine a massive competitor in your industry, someone literally everyone else is talking about, walks right into your office, and you don't even know their name. You are so deeply immersed in your own process, so insulated by your own hard work, that the industry giants don't even register on your radar. That right there is the ultimate level of self-obsession required to truly win.
Let's move to Section 4, Keep Your Blinders On, and see how this builds into our final metaphor. This philosophy takes its most actionable shape right here. Horses get distracted. If they turn to look at another horse, they lose. That's why they wear blinders. Think about a racehorse for a second. They are incredibly powerful, lightning fast, and highly driven. But the very moment they look sideways at what the horse next to them is doing, they lose their momentum. Looking sideways is literally the fastest way to lose your own race. Think about the number 500. The source emphasizes a harsh but incredibly freeing truth. It absolutely does not matter if someone else is 500 steps ahead of you or 500 steps behind you. Who cares? If they're praising you or insulting you, it makes zero difference. Your only focus, your only true metric of success should be how fast you can run your own race on your own track.
So the crucial point is figuring out what actually gets to stay inside those blinders. Reaching this functional level of madness means completely shutting out the entire world, except for your core elements. You, your work, your goals, your people, your family, your community. That is your entire universe now. Everything else is just noise trying to slow you down.
Which leaves us with this final, vital question for you to chew on. Are you running your own race, or are you just watching someone else's? It's time to stop looking sideways. Put your blinders on, block out the noise, and get back to your own hustle. Thank you for joining me to unpack these amazing insights today. Now go out there and execute.